Talking about how they crashed the boards and were so effective.
Well, I thought, of course, our offense was totally inept, but the large part because they really guard, they don't have a guard. But I thought that our first shot defense was the best it's been in a while. I mean, if you would go first shot defense, I'll bet you they shot less than 25% first shot defense. The problem is that when we go to block shots, there was no rotation rebounding, and that happened a lot. You get 13 block shots, but our block shots end up being their best offense on some key possessions late. But when you look at it, they got 14 second chance points. God, it felt like more than that, but I bet you 8 of them were in the last 10 minutes of the game when it's crucial. So yeah, we were soft on the glass. That's very evident, and they were much more aggressive on the glass. And first half, I think the rebounding totals were about tied. I could be off a little bit, but second half they obviously dominated glass. We guarded them better, but we didn't rebound.
Well, you guys have been so good interior scoring inside. What do you think happened today?
Well, they great scouting report. I mean, they played us the way you should. They played behind and pushed us out and double teamed. And then, of course, when you first 2 times you catch it on the post, you turn it over. That tells them that they should double us all the time. And then we had a huge turnover late off a double team, which we didn't ever attack it very good. But I think that was primarily it. And plus, we didn't drive. If you guys watch the tape, of course, I'm going off memory, but there wasn't a lot of straight line drives, a lot of side to side stuff. We didn't put any pressure on them to get guys shots or create an angle on the post because they did such a good job of guarding the ball. But even with all that being said, we had our chances. We had a breakaway or open court deal and the ball slips out of Frank's hands, and then we had a chance to make a free throw late to tie it and all that. But basically, the way I see it, we got exactly what we deserved. They were better than us today. Sometimes, when you shoot the ball like we did, which you got to make some shots, and then they end up packing it in there late, so tight. But we made 5 shots outside of 6 inches for the game, and you played 4 threes, and Frank made a long 2. That's the only shot that we made that was not a layup. So and it's hard to win. It's hard to win if you can't make the defense pay for sagging in on the post. But they're good. They got a good team.
When they doubled as hard as they did in the first half, did it take you guys a little while to adjust to that? You did adjust as the game?
No, we never adjusted worth the crap. But we didn't turn it over. We only had 10 turnovers. That's pretty good for us. Real good. So, and we forced more turnovers than what we had. So that was positive. And you get 13 block shots. So there were some positive things that happened. But we had a couple of bad turnovers where we have a little deal that we do whenever they're trapped in the post, and we had first possession Joe kind of panicked, second possession Perry did and Tari did late when we don't handle it that way. It's just that's what traps do sometimes. They get you thinking and kind of get you out of rhythm, and we didn't do a good job attacking it behind those traps.
Coach Fisher said that the significance of this game is that people east of Mississippi will start to realize who San Diego State is. Do you agree with that? And do you think the rest of the nation will start to understand?
Well, I can't speak. We're in the flyover area ourselves, so we don't get as much press as a lot. But it was obviously a national exposure, and they're good, and they're definitely one of the premier teams that we played this year. We played a lot of good teams, and I put them right up there with anybody we played from a toughness and from an athletic standpoint, and they're well drilled, really good defensively. But I would say that's probably a yes on that. Because regardless of how well we play, this is still a hard place to win. And they made us play poorly, but still yet, even with all that, we still had multiple opportunities late and just didn't get it done to force an extra 5 minutes.
What was the message to your guys after this one?
I'm disappointed and a little frustrated and that kind of stuff. But hey, it's a group deal. We gotta look at ourselves too, the coaches, and we've got to do a better job with them and learn how to plug guys in better, because we got better players than what the statistics show. But the big thing is, you know, it was a hard first season. I mean, it was a hard first season, a hard schedule. And there were no gimmies. We haven't had a gimme in a long time, since probably mid-November. Haven't had a gimme. And so that's a lot of games where you have to play, where you have to be right most every night. And we learned some valuable lessons that when we're not right, we can be had. And you look at the 4 games we lost, you know, Colorado, tie game with 3 seconds left. Villanova, up 1 with 12 seconds left. San Diego State, top 20 team, down 1 shooting a free throw with 11 seconds left. And Florida, you know, we lost by 6, but, you know, we even had a few opportunities in Florida to put more game pressure on them. So, you know, we haven't played great by any stretch, but we've hung in there against some good teams, which in some ways that's a positive, but we just haven't closed very well. But the big thing is we got to put this behind us. This deal is over, and the game has great significance, I think, for San Diego State. Because I think this was a seed game, if you were going to ask me. I think this was a seed game where now they can improve a couple of seed lines with this win, or maybe more than that. With us, it was a preparation just for the league. You know, we're not looking at it as a seed game or anything like that. We're looking at it as a game in which, you know, hopefully it'll help make us a little bit better, a little bit tougher come league play. And certainly, you know, that remains to be seen if that'll be the case. But give them credit. They were the better team today, and they whipped us and they outcoached us, and they did all the things right in order to win here.
Were you surprised he fouled when they led by 3?
No. We knew. He called timeout. We knew that they were probably going to foul. I was surprised. I thought Steve called the foul instead of the official. But I mean, that surprised me. But I'm sure he got fouled.
We talked a lot about the schedule, but just on your end, where you guys are right now compared to where you thought you might be, is it about where you thought you might be at this point in the year?
Candidly,
Yeah.
no, we're not as good as I thought we'd be. I mean, and our players know that. I mean, I thought that and I still think we're going to be good, but it's just taking more time than what I thought. If I was going to sit here and say, yeah, we're right where we need to be or right where I thought we'd be, then that would be a lie. I thought we'd be a little bit tougher and more aggressive in some certain areas than what we are right now. And I can live with missing shots. I can live with running ugly offense. I mean, I'll coach in the Big Ten. You know, this would have been a high-scoring affair in the Big Ten back when I played. So I got no problem with that. I got problems that we can't close, you know, or we can't make the play when we have to make the play and that kind of stuff. You know, we uglied up the game the first half as much as you could ugly up. We missed 4 uncontested layups basically, and missed 2 front ends and missed a 2-shot foul. I mean, we didn't play well at all. But the reason they were ahead is because we gave them back-to-back 3-point plays. You know, just, you know, things like that. When you're laboring offensively, then it puts more pressure on defense, but you can't help them. And that's what we did. I thought we helped them in some inopportune times, and in large part because they made plays, and Thames is really good. He's a good player.
Anything else?
When they went to the monitor, do you have any problem with all that?
I didn't see it. You know, the thing about it is, it's hard for me to be upset with officials if they look at it, because they're not going to call it the wrong way on purpose. I mean, it's obviously off of us, or if it wasn't what I was hoping for, and what I told John, I said, now if it takes 6 eyes and you can't figure it out, then at least we know it's indisputable. So if it's indisputable, call it a jump ball. Well, the possession arrow was ours, so that was what I was hoping for. But you know, if you know, I knew it'd be their ball because they wouldn't be looking at it that hard, unless that was a play that could obviously impact the game. But even after that, they back cut us on a layup. Thames gets an uncontested look. Joe comes from nowhere to block it. Loose ball. They get the loose ball, and then they throw it to half court, and Spencer's this far from going over and back in half court, and then we have to go foul, so it's just a game of inches. But the officials, that was, I guarantee it was the right call, and I don't even have to look at it to know it, because there's no way they could miss that with 6'3" guys looking at it.
Bill Perry struggling to still call his number down the stretch.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up. He didn't feel good today. You know, I don't know if he's got a bug or something like that, but he didn't feel good today, and so yeah, he did labor, but I still thought at the end of the game he'd be the best guy to drive a big. So, and it worked out perfect, and we got exactly what we wanted. It just, we just didn't make the second free throw. But, that was a good play by Perry to get fouled.
Looking ahead, how tough is the stretch coming up right
It's
away?
a joke. I mean, it's a joke. This is one thing that I wish that they could change, and there's no way they could. But and this isn't me complaining, this is just a fact. I think that if the Big 12 schedule came out earlier, that could impact how you schedule your games. Because, when you play 8 consecutive games where they got a total of 7 losses, that's probably not how you would set up your schedule. Because as hard as it's been for us, the next 5 games will be harder. I mean, we're getting ready to play some San Diego State's every game. And so it's a great challenge to get off to a great start in league. No question about that. And if we can play really well the next couple of weeks, we can get off to a great start. But we need to change it and get a little momentum going our direction. Obviously, going down to Norman.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys.